Hi guys, just responding to a request for some help going through the steps of solving algebraic equations. Okay, so what that means is it's an algebraic equation because it has a variable, right? A letter that we don't know what it represents, and that's what we're trying to do. When you're solving an algebraic equation, you have to find out what the letter actually stands for. So the way it is right now, if I were to say this out loud, we have basically 9 times some number, we don't know what it is, plus negative 10 will equal negative 37. All right, now the way I like to think of it, and you saw this in the slideshow, is where the equal sign is, imagine that's kind of like, it's like a scale, okay? And the two sides have to always be equal. So that's going to be really important because whatever we do on one side, we have to do on the other side as well to make sure they're balanced. So 9 times a number plus negative 10 on one side, that is equal to negative 37 on this side. So the first thing we want to do is we want to pick one side that's going to be the variable side of the equation, okay? So this is going to be variables over here, and that's because we already have the x on this side of the equation. So what that means is we want to get x by itself on this side. So the only way to do that is to get rid of these other numbers that are sticking around here, like this negative 10. So how do we get rid of this negative 10? So right now we have 9x plus negative 10. So the only way to get rid of this negative 10 is to do the opposite. We're going to subtract negative 10 from this equation. So I'm going to rewrite it. This is my next step. 9x plus negative 10 minus negative 10 equals. Now, because I'm subtracting negative 10 on this side, I have to do the same thing on this side. So negative 37 minus negative 10. Okay, because that's what I did on this side. All right, negative 10 on both sides. So what happens now is we have negative 10 take away negative 10. That's like saying one apple, take away one apple. You have no apples left, right? So negative 10 take away negative 10 is 0. So that means I get to just cancel this right out. It's gone. And now I'm left with just 9x on this side. All right? But I can't forget to do the same thing on the other side of the equation. So negative 37 take away negative 10. Well, remember when we worked with integers in class, we add the opposite when we were dealing with integer subtraction. So if we add the opposite, it's like adding positive 10. Negative 37 plus 10 becomes negative 27. Okay, so now I have 9x equals negative 27. I want x all by itself on this side. Okay, but right now it's attached to the number 9. How do I get rid of that 9? Well, it's a multiplication, right? 9x, anytime you see a number and a letter attached together, it's a multiplication. So 9 times x, right? So what is the opposite of multiplication? Division, right, exactly. So if I want to get rid of this 9 times x, I have to turn this into a fraction and divide by 9. Okay, anytime you want to get rid of this number that's attached to the letter, you divide by that same number. So 9x divided by 9. What's going to happen is these will cross each other out. All right, they cancel each other out, and you're left with x all by itself. Okay, am I done? No, because on this side of the equation, I have to do the exact same thing. And it becomes a straight up division. Negative 27 divided by 9. 27 divided by 9 is 3. And we have a negative sign which is going to stay. Negative 3 becomes our final answer. X equals negative 3. Now, how do I know I'm right? There's only one way to prove that, and I have to go back to the original equation. So I'm going to go back to and rewrite it. 9x plus negative 10 equals negative 37. This time I'm going to substitute negative 3 into the equation. I'm going to replace this x with a negative 3. So instead of 9 times x, because I know what x is, right, I'm going to do 9 times negative 3. And now I'm going to add negative 10 equals negative 37. So 9 times negative 3 would be negative 27 plus negative 10 equals negative 37. Negative 27 plus negative 10 is going further towards the negatives, right? Remember, you're already having a pretty bad day and you're adding more bad vibes. It's going to go further into the negatives. Negative 37 equals negative 37. If you get the same answer on both sides of the equal sign when you do your check with the substitution, you know you did it right. Okay? Thanks a lot.